Hey, everybody. Can somebody let me know if you guys can hear me okay? Starting off here. Um, right as Nate's live stream was ending, I had a really bad physical flare up. So I'm going to try to stand for today's live stream to kind of help with the pain a little bit. I kind of have my microphone angled here. So hopefully, guys, I see Nate saying it sounds good. Actually, guys, give me 1 second here. I'm blind without my glasses. Give me 1 second. I'm getting old. There we go. Now I could see your guys' comments perfectly. A little dirty here, but so as Nate was mentioning, just gonna give you guys some updates here. Thank you. I love this thing too. Can't wait to see it filled in a little bit more here. So I actually worked from 9 to midnight today. I have to go do laps around the campus and basically act as security. So at the top of the hour, unfortunately, I will be getting off to go focus on that. But we have about half an hour to just kind of bring you guys up to date on myself as well as Rocky. So let's start off with Rocky here. As many of you know, I had a scare last week. Basically, 2 weeks prior, or 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, Rocky did finally get neutered, and it was going well for quite a while, but he ended up basically reopening the stitches. Long story short, because I kind of shared it on the last live stream as well. The last time I updated you guys, we found out that Rocky was so smart, he was pushing the cone back on purpose so he would be able to lick the surgical wounds. So I ended up getting a bigger cone, special ordered through the vet, and he's been wearing that. And oh my God, he hated me, you guys. He hated me for the longest time. He was giving me the silent treatment. I've always said that Rocky has a big personality and that he's very intelligent. And over the last 2 weeks, that has really shown. He's been giving me attitude, stuff like that. But as of yesterday, most of his medication is done. If you guys were in with Land Cloud Adventures, you might have heard me say I had to go give Rocky medicine. Right now, he just has an ointment. I got to give that to him, I think, 2 more times over the next 24 hours, and then he is officially done. He will be fully healed. Everything looks good. It's not swollen anymore. It's not beet red. And he's not trying to constantly lick it. On occasion, he still tries, but very, very rarely. And I still tell him right away that he's not supposed to. So starting yesterday, I've been spoiling him. He's been getting his favorite ice cream, his favorite keywords. He's been playing a lot, but there is one thing that I am concerned about. I know Rocky better than anyone. And for the most part, Rocky has never really shown aggression. Now, there has been a couple rare moments, but for the most part, he's never been an aggressive dog. It's very far and in between, and usually there is some kind of explanation as to why he's kind of being aggressive at the time. Ever since getting neutered, he does seem to be a little more aggressive. I don't know. Here we are, 2.5 weeks later. I don't know if it's still because he's in a little bit of pain. I'm not sure. I heard that while it's very rare, they can be more aggressive, but that's very, very rare. But yeah, I've noticed like he's he started to growl at people a little bit more. I had a friend of mine visiting the other day, and he kind of tried to snip at him a little bit. Not like he jumped, but to the point where he was pulling the leash, and I know him good enough to know that, like, if he got close enough, he probably would have. I see Lily's question coming in here. QQQ, people or animals? So as of right now, Rocky has not been around any other animals, so I cannot confirm or deny anything with that. But it has been people for the time being. So I'm a little concerned about that because you guys know sometimes we don't have the best of luck. And while it is super rare, it would make things a lot more complicated if Rocky became more aggressive because of this. I'm hoping that with a little bit more time, he will calm down a little bit more and that aggression right now will go away. So for the time being, when he is out and about in public, if there are people around, if there are animals around, he does wear a muzzle temporarily until I get far away from everybody, and then I take the muzzle off of him right away. Just a safety precaution for everybody around as well as himself. I see Georgianne saying that both my dogs were like that. It did go away after time. And that's because one of the main reasons anyway, to people neutering their dogs is that it does calm them down and it does make them less aggressive typically. So don't you lick. So I'm not too concerned about it, but right now that is something where I'm like, okay, I got to keep an eye on him, and especially when he's around other people or other animals. I see Lily saying, yeah, he has been in pain, so that's probably a huge part of it. I can't go into details. I really can't say much, but there was a pretty stressful situation. That's all I can say. So I also think that Rocky, outside of like, it involves my job, so I can't, but very stressful situation, a lot of stress going around. I think he sensed that on myself as well as a lot of people here on the college campus. But, just one day at a time, we're taking the steps needed to keep him safe and everybody else safe. And I'm sure, like Georgianne said, give it a little bit more time. He'll be back to normal. I see Georgianne saying that her husband also got the same way. And Bernays saying, well, sure, if you got snipped, you'd be snappy. Yeah, there was someone at some point I bought the bigger cone. It was actually my dad, I think. I sent him a picture of the cone, and I was like, oh my God, this thing is huge. And he went, oh my God, Rocky is going to be so mad at you. And I was like, what do you mean he's going to be? He is already mad at me. He got snipped. So he has been very, very moody. On the plus side of things, this is very tedious, wasn't a really big problem, but whenever Rocky used to go outside to go to the bathroom, he pretty much every single time would pee on his front legs, and I'd constantly have to wipe him off using wet wipes and stuff. Since getting neutered, that has not been a problem at all anymore. So that is really nice for me. I really, really like that. And he seems to be super energetic still, wants to play, stuff like that. But he also wants to cuddle a lot more with me. And I think part of that is because of how I took care of him over the last couple weeks. And I know you ain't freaking licking right now because I will put that cone back on. Yeah, I see you. Don't try it. I might be on a live stream, but they will let me put the cone on you. I'm watching you like a hawk. But as I was saying, I think it's because we've bonded even more these last couple weeks. For a while, for example, he couldn't really drink or eat with the cone on. He wasn't comfortable yet. So I would get down on the ground and I would grab his bowl and hold it up to him so he could eat or drink, stuff like that. I see Diane saying getting fixed messes up the hormone levels. So realistically, it is the first 2 weeks still. That's exactly what I'm hoping. And Lily's agreeing. He probably picked up on my energy as well as everybody else's, and he probably went into a protective state because of how stressed many of us were yesterday. Diane saying when she got fixed, that was horrible. Yeah, it's for his health and whatnot. So I'm not too concerned, but that's kind of where Rocky is at right now. See, it's rolled up. That's bugging me. So like I said, he is at this point. He needs a little bit of ointment 2 more times over the next 24 hours, and Rocky will be good to go. What are you doing right now? You are just causing trouble because you know I'm occupied for the first time in 2 weeks. So you're just trying to cause all kinds of trouble. I always leave his TREATS on the floor. He's never had a problem with that, but he just tried to grab the bag right off the floor right in front of me. So he's moody. He's trying to get away with things, but I'm watching him. He's hiding right now, trying to be smart, but I'm watching. So yes, that's where Rocky is. Rocky's doing good. Moving forward, he should be fine. So now me and my medical things. So for those who don't know, not going deep into details, but I got diagnosed with severe internal hemorrhoids. So that is what I've been dealing with since the trip back to Pictured Rocks with Captain Jack. And in hindsight, knowing what I do now, I'm sitting here like, well, no shocker I was in such extreme pain flying over to Europe. We talked about that a little bit on Captain Jack's live stream tonight. It was a 11 to 13 hour flight, the worst experience of my life. I was in so much pain, so uncomfortable. And Kenya, middle of June, I'm going to Kenya. That flight is supposed to take 23 to 30 hours. So I'm a bit concerned there. So on one hand, I saved up. I've been doing these extended hours is what they called. So like tonight, I work from 9 p.m. to midnight. And basically by doing this stuff, I made a couple extra $1,000. And when I do feel physically up to it, or if I can even push through the pain a little bit, I will go and do Walmart deliveries. So I've made some money there as well. All of this to save up for my flights. I'm going to try to upgrade to business seats if they are possible. Lily mentioning to get a butt pillow on the way back from Europe. The flight actually gave us a pillow, and that's what I used it for. It made it so much better on the way back. So I'm definitely planning things a little bit differently, because also that's another thing. Keep in mind, that was my first time going, outside of Canada. It was my first time going to a different country, going on a flight for that long. So there's a lot of stuff I learned through that Europe trip, and so many things are being put in motion right now. And that's why, unfortunately, outside my health problems, I haven't been posting many of my European videos on YouTube yet for you guys. I really want to get those out there. I will eventually. I keep laughing because I'm going to be posting a video about New Year's in Germany, and it's going to be like summer at that point. But hey, I got to do what I got to do, and lots of things need to line up correctly, as I was saying in the last live stream. I just want to take a moment here, seeing Diane's. She's just talking about how horrible it was with the hormones and everything. So for me, the ball has finally started rolling. Next Monday, I have a consultation for surgery. Now, this is where it gets tricky, and as I just said, lots of things need to line up correctly. When I get this surgery, it sounds like I will be strictly bedridden for 3 to 4 days. And that I am going to be in excruciating pain. I actually had someone who had the same problem, had this surgery, and they said, I'm sorry to tell you, but it was actually more painful recovering from that surgery than when I gave birth to my daughter. So I'm like, great, but I want to get this done because it's a quality of life thing. It really is at this point. I'd rather just deal with some very severe pain right now and be good in the long run versus continue on the current path that I am on. They told me that because of the pain and everything, that they recommend having someone live with me and take care of me. That is not really an option. So what I'm going to do is I am going to rearrange my suite a little bit. I'm going to turn the couch around so I am basically living on the couch in the kitchen, like right next to the kitchen, right next to the bathroom. I'll be living on that couch after my surgery. I'm going to have a wheelchair. That way I can maneuver by myself and try to just kind of suffer through, as horrible as that sounds. It is what it is. These are the facts. But that's why also Rocky was very, very important. He is going to be boarded. Probably, if I'm going to be bedridden 3 to 4 days, I need to take 2 weeks off of work. What I'm probably going to do is Rocky's going to be boarded for a week. He is up to date on all his vaccinations. He is now fully healed from the neutering, etc., etc. So when I go in Monday, we're gonna ask some questions. We're gonna get more answers, and hopefully, we're gonna get this surgery scheduled. So sometime over the next 3 weeks, I will have that surgery. And the reason I say, basically, the reason I say 3 weeks is because if I do not get this surgery in 3 weeks, then it interferes with my Kenya trip. I was told you're bedridden for 3 to 4 days, you need 2 weeks off of work, and it takes a full 4 to 8 weeks to be 100% healed. So, I see Bernie saying painkillers, Kobe. I wish you the best. Thank you. I was reading that online. They actually recommend, because of how severe the pain is, they recommend taking Tylenol, ibuprofen, and the pain medication that the hospital gives you. So it's going to suck. And I might not even be able to do these live streams over the next couple weeks. So this is what I have planned right now for YouTube. I know you guys, you understand, you're very patient, but this is what I'm just loose plans here. Next week, I will probably do one final live stream, and I will update you guys about when the surgery is going to happen, and what the gists are. And then I was going to go to Niagara Falls to see the solar eclipse. Now that I got this consultation for the surgery, amongst some other reasons, traffic's going to be really bad. I mean, I want to save money for Kenya so I could buy souvenirs, buy the business class seats. I've made the decision, despite it being a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's not sitting with me right now. I've been to cities where people say it's dangerous, don't go there. I've been to cities where they say it's dangerous, don't stay overnight. And I've done that. I've gone to Florida when the pandemic was in the height and all the cases were down there. I've always been really realistic and very careful with what I do. But right now, I have a really bad gut feeling about taking the trip to Niagara Falls. And I made the decision that is not going to happen. It really, really sucks, but I have to trust my gut on here. I don't want to throw that in the mix right now. And with how bad traffic's going to be, how many people are going to be there, with how it's probably going to be cloudy. It's not worth the risk, the time, the hassle. I see Captain Jack saying that we are going to want pictures of you riding an ostrich. So heal well. Thank you. That's my main focus right now, you guys. My classes, I am 5 weeks away from graduating with an associate's degree in programming. So even through all of this, I have stuck it through. I cannot tell you how many times I've wanted to quit, how many times I wanted to back out, how many times I said I don't care, that I'd have to pay overage checks back. But right now I think out of my 3 classes, my lowest grade is a 97%. So I'm very, very proud of that right now. And that's another thing. I am out of work for 2 weeks. We are coming up to the end of the semester. My job typically gets very hectic this time of year. We're going to be interviewing for new RAs and hiring them. We're going to be setting up for graduation. We're going to be getting move out. I see everyone saying congratulations. Thank you. Very, very proud of that. So I want to finish that strong. And even though I'm going to be out for 2 weeks, I want to finish strong and get through this. And this is all stuff. I know you guys want to see my YouTube videos on Europe. Again, I know you guys are all patient. You're all understanding. But this is what is being accomplished because I have taken a step back from YouTube right now. And it has been a giant weight off my chest, not feeling stressed to constantly upload. It's very, very, very helpful. So I thank you all for your patience and your understanding. What else do we got here? I'm trying to hurry. I don't want to rush the live stream. But we do have 10 more minutes, and I just want to make sure I tell you guys everything that's really important here. So yeah, for the next month for me, I was talking about how the job's really hectic. So for example, graduation is on a Friday. All of my residents need to be moved out on Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, all of the rooms need to be cleaned and then set up with microwaves, dishes, bedding, etc. Because then Sunday night, Monday morning, we're going to have probably about 15 to 30 people moving in. So all the keys also have to be collected and then reorganized and redistributed in one weekend, which is also graduation weekend because, that alone is hectic and busy. And I see Bernays saying you'll get through this. Time goes by fast. That's what I am banking on right now. I keep saying I just need to get to summer. Because the warm weather, the sunshine, that does absolute wonders for me. And I'll have Fridays off, so I'm going to have 3-day weekends. I'm hoping to buy a camper this summer. So, like, really, really aiming for some big things here. I just need to get this very, very rough step done. It's going to suck. It's going to be painful. It's going to make me go crazy because, Nate, if you're still here, you saw it when we were at Pictured Rocks. I cannot sit still. You even commented on it. It's like, you can relax a little bit. It's a vacation. And I was like, no, I want to go. Let's go do Log Slide Hill. It'll be okay. As Georgianne's saying, just take a deep breath. Got this. Let's get it done. And that tells you guys too, while I'm feeling good right now that my flare-up has kind of died down, it tells you guys too how much pain I have been in and for how long, to the point where I am saying, screw it, get me in, give me this surgery right away because I want that to be done. That's how bad it has been. So thank you, Lily. Have a good night. I guess while we have the last couple minutes here, I did see Nate mentioned my evaluation, so I'll read a little bit of it to you guys here. So typically my boss, you're scored from 1 to 5 on a couple different categories. And typically my boss said that she never gives you a 5, really. Very rarely. Because she always feels that there's room for growth. And I agree with that statement. So she told me that going in, but she did give me a 5 out of 5, I believe. Let me see here. She did give me a 5 out of 5 on 2 categories. In the judgment category, it says objectively considers all aspects of an issue, demonstrates sound judgment, identifies problem areas, and is able to develop workable solutions, is ethical, and maintains a high level of character. And actually, when I was in high school, I got put in the Honor Society, and my highlight was my character, actually. So that's kind of cool in hindsight, looking back, to think this is the category I got a perfect 5 out of 5 for. And she put down that Kobe has the ability to identify problems and brings them forward to be addressed. He recognizes that with the diversity of students who reside in the residence hall, that all need to be treated as individuals who are people first and then students. He is not one to pass judgment onto folks and works well with those he interacts with. So that was the first category I got a perfect 5 out of 5 for. And then the other one was dependability and attendance, where you're dependable to carry out responsibilities of the position, attendance addressed when/if required. I see Captain Jack saying he fooled all the shrinks too. So this category, she put down Kobe has begun to take time for himself away from campus. And you guys have seen this on the side of YouTube as we were just talking. Kobe has begun to take time for himself away from campus. This is necessary since Kobe lives and works on the college campus. He communicates well and is reliable in his role as a staff member at GCC. So those were the 2 categories that I got perfect 5s in. And the rest of it is all pretty good as well. I'll just kind of read the base summary here. She said, I believe Kobe works towards improving student involvement in the events he's offered, because that was my goal last year. And actually, that's what she just said. She said his past goals wanted to provide volunteer opportunities, which I think can be improved upon. Yet if he found the goal to be unsuccessful, which honestly I did, is there an alternative way to consider the goal and offer it again? So next year I will be looking into that, because this year we wanted to do, I think I said 3 volunteer activities total, and unfortunately through the year we've done 0. So I do not like that fact at all. I know we accomplished a lot this year, but volunteering is very, very important to me, and I want to bring that to the community and share that with my residents here in the campus suites. And then she continued to say, Kobe stated the 3 areas he wants to work in for next year are self and knowledge. I think Kobe has done well with his goal related to creativity. This is a constant for him in which events he is trying to offer students. Self-confidence and knowledge are not going to happen in an instant. I can see gains in both of these areas over the last year, and they can continue through this upcoming year and will most likely continue into the following years, which is completely understandable as it certainly takes time. So I see Tim Time coming in here. Thanks, Tim. We are going to be wrapping up here shortly. Unfortunately, I do got to work at 9 o'clock here. But that's my job survey. So a little bit of it anyway, the gist of it. It's always nerve-wracking. Always nerve-wracking. My anxiety is always really bad with that stuff, but scored really well. And as she mentioned, I hope you guys even see that, even though you don't see me with my job all the time, really. That's one area I don't share too much. But certain things like taking time for myself, it's all stuff that I've really started to learn is very important. And I said that to her the other day. I said, for example, so many people, myself included, at the beginning of the fall said, you are biting off way more than you can chew, which is 100% true. I bit off way more than I could chew. And if anyone says otherwise, including myself, you're insane. Bit off way more than I can chew. But the point is, it was temporary, and in 5 more weeks, it will be done. I will have that programming degree. And like I said, currently, right now, lowest grade is a 97%. So I told her that's really important to me, because it shows my residents and everyone else that if you truly want something, if you truly strive for it and give it your all, you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. But on the flip side, I also am working on currently taking a step back for your mental and physical health is just as important. So I'm hoping by doing that more recently, people will also see that. So I see it's 9 o'clock right now, which means I'm like a minute late to work. I got to go do a lap around the campus, check, make sure doors are locked, see who is on the campus. I do see your comment here, Brene. Yes, health first. So thank you guys for all stopping in tonight, for sticking with me. Thank you for Nate for rating me tonight. I know it wasn't like really planned at first. I just kind of sprung it. Was feeling pretty good. So wanted to give you guys these important updates while I could. So take care, everyone. Have a great night. I'm going to go do these laps, and I am going to start working on my second book a little bit more. So I will see you all next week, and hopefully have some information about the surgery. Take care, guys.